Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. I'm actually really pumped you're here, because today we're looking at something that, honestly, completely flips the traditional script on how we save and grow our money. We're going to explore how you can literally bypass the bank to unlock these high, double-digit yields that are usually, well, kind of hidden behind closed doors. If you've ever found yourself wondering if your money could be working harder for you instead of just working hard for your bank, you are definitely in the right place. So let's just dive right into it.
All right, Section 1, the 12% bank secret. Let's pull back the curtain on bank profits.
So, to really wrap our heads around the opportunity ahead of us, we kind of need to look at this as a classic story of you versus the middleman. Think about this super familiar number, 6%. When you put your hard-earned money into a standard fixed deposit, an FD, this is that meager little return most of us have just been conditioned to accept, right? You lock your money away, you do the quote-unquote responsible thing, and the bank graciously hands you barely 6%. I mean, it feels safe, it feels standard, but there is a massive piece of the puzzle missing here. Like, have you ever actually stopped to think about what the bank does with that exact same money once you hand it over to them? Well, boom! 12%. That is the shocking reality. See, the bank doesn't just stick your money in a dusty vault. No way. They immediately turn around and lend your exact same FD money straight out to big corporations. And when they do that, they're charging those corporations a 12% yield. Let that sink in for just a second. Your money is out there in the real world successfully generating a 12% return right this very minute.
Which really forces a crucial question, doesn't it? Why let the middleman keep the difference? The bank is taking your money, lending it out to a corporation at 12%, paying you your little 6%, and then quietly pocketing that massive spread in between. That's their profit margin, and it's built entirely on your capital. It really challenges the status quo when you look at it like that. If your money is the actual fuel generating that 12%, why shouldn't you be the one capturing it?
Which brings us to Section 2, FDs versus corporate bonds. Let's talk about cutting out that middleman.
Okay, the secret sauce to this entire strategy really boils down to this one definition: senior secured corporate bonds. Now, I know, that sounds a lot like heavy financial jargon, so let's just break it down simply. A corporate bond is literally just a direct loan to a corporation. That's all it is. By purchasing one, you are effectively cutting out the bank and stepping up to act as the lender yourself. And that senior secured part, absolutely vital. It means your investment is backed by the company's actual physical assets. So if the company were to somehow run into trouble, your loan is standing right at the front of the line to be repaid, secured by things the company literally owns. It's just a direct line from you straight to the borrower.
So here's the choice we're looking at. On one hand, we've got traditional FDs, yielding that low standard 6% where the bank just gobbles up the lion's share of the profit. And on the other hand, we have corporate bonds. These offer this amazingly liberating alternative of double-digit yields, all the way up to that 12% mark. It is the exact same fundamental transaction, right? Lending money to big corporations. But by choosing the bond route, you're basically bypassing the toll booth. You're keeping the yield for yourself.
All right, Section 3, the credit rating safety meter, measuring risk from AAA to A.
Now I know exactly what you're thinking. If I leave the warm, familiar embrace of my traditional bank, how on earth do I know my money is actually safe? How do I manage the risk of lending directly to a massive corporation? Well, think of this credit ratings table as a clear temperature gauge for evaluating investment safety. Every single corporate bond is strictly graded by independent agencies. At the very top, you've got AAA. This is the highest possible safety rating. It indicates absolute maximum financial stability from the corporation. Now, as we move slightly down the meter to AA and then to A, the yield might tick up just a little bit, but you are still sitting very comfortably in a highly secure investment-grade zone. By strictly sticking to this AAA to A range on the safety meter, you are actively managing your risk, while still entirely bypassing the bank's super low returns.
Let's move to Section 4, building your payout portfolio. Here are the actionable steps for monthly income. Because, look, it's one thing to understand the theory of corporate bonds, right? But it is a whole different ballgame to actually go out and do it. So here's exactly how you demystify the whole process. Step 1, open the Stable Money app. Technology has literally leveled the playing field here, giving you direct access to these exact bonds right from your phone. Step 2, look at the options and deliberately select only those AAA to A-rated bonds that we literally just talked about on our safety meter. Step 3, structure your bond purchases to schedule consistent monthly payouts. By building a portfolio this way using stable money, you aren't just locking your money away for years and forgetting about it. You are actively generating a predictable monthly income stream at double-digit yields completely outside that traditional banking middleman structure.
Which leaves us with this final, honestly, incredibly important question. Are you ready to stop funding the bank's profits and start funding your own? We've completely pulled back the curtain on how that 12% is generated. We've looked at how senior secured corporate bonds cut out the middleman, and we've seen just how easy it is to evaluate safety and execute this whole strategy. The knowledge is officially in your hands now. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I highly encourage you to take a closer look at your own savings to see exactly where you can start capturing the yield you actually deserve.